This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a delegation from Shanghai, which includes the city's vice mayor, visit the Otago Polytechnic. We look at the effect of the 7.8 magnitude Kaikoura earthquake on a vulnerable bird species 1 year later. And a Dunedin woman makes a complaint against the Otago Regional Council to the Human Rights Commission. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. A delegation from Shanghai, which includes the city's vice mayor, are visiting Dunedin this week. The delegation started their time in the city with a mihi at Otago Polytechnic.
A delegation from Dunedin's sister city, Shanghai, was welcomed in style at the Otago Polytechnic this morning.
I also would like to thank the City Council of Dunedin and also Otago Polytechnics for inviting us. Thank you.
A Māori welcome included a hongi, prayer and waiata. The agenda this afternoon includes a trip to the Albatross Colony and Silverfern Farms freezing works. But first and foremost, the delegation is here to talk business.
An opportunity to meet with Otago Polytechnic, University of Otago, a number of other businesses here in our city that have got connections back into China and Shanghai in particular.
We have the Vice Mayor and we have also members of the Foreign Affairs Office, the Shanghai Foreign Affairs Office. So they're the departments that underpin and support the Mayor. The other ones that we do spend a lot of time working with.
The sister relationship began 24 years ago. Enterprise Dunedin's John Christie says a visiting delegation never fails to reinvigorate the economic life of Dunedin.
It's really a deepening of those relationships and an acknowledgement when you have such a senior official from Shanghai in our city, just of the importance that Dunedin has for Shanghai as well.
The group arrived last night and Dunedin is the only New Zealand city they will visit this trip before they leave on Saturday. Dunedin City Council's Fraser Liggett says that denotes how deep and strong Shanghai's relationship with Dunedin is. Tomorrow, students from Shanghai studying in Dunedin will present their designs at Otago Polytechnic's fashion show. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
The University of Otago's Auckland campus is hosting a two-day tech camp, which is being funded by the US Embassy in New Zealand. The International Two-Day Tech Camp is due to take place in Auckland this coming January. The university-organised event hopes to highlight the importance of organisations working together to prevent mosquito-borne diseases. The technology-focused workshop aims to support organisational capacity and strengthen innovation. Mosquito-borne diseases include the Zika virus, malaria and dengue fever. This week marks exactly a year since Kaikoura was rocked by a destructive earthquake. The following news story looks at the effect the quake has had on a vulnerable species of local wildlife.
Hutton's shearwaters only nest in the wild in two colonies high up in the Kaikoura Mountains. The nest colonies are remote and inaccessible to humans, but they have been badly predated by wild pigs. To add to their woes, Hutton's Shearwater Charitable Trust chairperson Ted Howard says the magnitude 7.8 earthquake of last November damaged many of the birds' nesting burrows.
We've got aerial surveys which show that around about 20% of their burrows simply fell away in landslides, and our initial survey of 100 burrows showed that 38 of that 100 had collapsed in the earthquake.
A researcher is scheduled to climb the sheer mountainsides to inspect the colonies close up, and Ted Howard is concerned about what they will find.
The 14th of November would have been just about the middle of the egg laying season, so probably 60 to 70% of the birds would have been incubating eggs. So they would have been in their burrows on eggs, and midnight is the changeover time when one bird comes in and the other one goes out. And so probably could be anything up to 30 or 40% of the burrows would have had two birds in them. So from the perspective of the wild colonies, it was about the worst timing that you could get.
Fortunately, the Trust had recently established an artificial colony for the birds to nest in, which was unscathed by the earthquake.
Our local colony of Hutton Shearwaters, our artificial colony just over here on the peninsula, has gone really well. It survived the earthquake without any damage. As of Sunday, we'd had 65 birds return, which I think is our highest number ever.
While the Hutton's shearwater remains endangered, the care taken by hard-working volunteers helps keep its demise at bay. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Peter Guthrie has been appointed as the chair of the fundraising trust for the reinstatement of Christchurch Cathedral. The trust will spearhead fundraising for and delivery of the restoration project. Greater Christchurch Regeneration Minister Megan Woods says Mr Guthrie was selected because of his governance, business and tourism experience. She says he has a long-standing connection to the Christchurch Central City through ownership and operation of the Guthrie Centre in City Mall. A disabled Dunedin woman has complained to the Human Rights Commission that the Otago Regional Council has discriminated against her. Desiree Anton claims the way the council introduced new bus routes contravenes the Human Rights Act.
Desiree Anton is a bus user with mobility issues. She says her lack of mobility has been made worse by the loss of bus stops near her home as a result of changes made by the Otago Regional Council to the Whakaari and Helensburgh service.
From where I am, I would sometimes catch the bus to the vet when I didn't have the animal with me, and I can't do that, and I can't get home from the vet without having to get a taxi or walking that long distance. And in town, because the bus no longer goes along George Street, I have to actually get a separate bus because the transfer system doesn't work as it's advertised. If I was to get a bus from town, my normal bus, if it ran normally, would be with a discount fare $2.28, taxi fare on average about $8. That's a big difference.
She has now made a formal complaint to the Human Rights Commission, claiming the council acted illegally.
The fact is, it really doesn't matter whether I have disabilities or not. The fact is, what's happening is still illegal and is still discrimination. Me having disabilities just makes it more difficult for me. But it's not just me that I'm the reason I'm complaining, because it's a lot of people.
Anton believes the council did not carry out proper consultation around the changes and has breached the Human Rights Act through discrimination of people with disabilities.
There was no other consultation apart from 2 workshops that they held asking for questions. That's not consulting the public at all.
Otago Regional Council's Jerry Collings told The South Today he does not accept Anton's claims against the council. We note the matter is still with the Human Rights Commission as the result of a complaint made by Ms Anton, and therefore it would be inappropriate to comment further at this point in time. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, Tyree College pupils make the finals of an international silent film competition.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
My elves and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At the Otago SPCA, our role is to make sure that all animals in Dunedin and the Otago region are being looked after properly. Otago SPCA offer a haven for animals in need and adoption opportunities for the community. We appreciate your interest and support. For help and advice, we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have any concerns, give us a call.
Gillian's Care. They care for loved ones, families, friends and our community. At a time of bereavement, Care and support makes all the difference, and Gillians know this. They're here for you when you need it most. From advanced funeral planning to a service for your loved one, Gillians will guide and assist you with your individual choices. Their legendary attention to detail and passion to get it right are second to none. Gillians, caring for families in our communities since 1962.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
They're part of the family, and like us, their health begins with what they eat too. So give them Radical Dog, made in New Zealand from all natural ingredients and real tart cherries, so it's high in antioxidants. It's a 3-in-1 superfood, giving them energy, flexibility and a healthy coat. With no fillers or nasty preservatives, they love them. It's the treat that can work wonders on every dog, no matter what their breed, age or health. Radical Dog, the new generation in dog food.
While you're relaxing this holiday season, Ready Lawn is available to help you with your lawn needs, big or small. We work so you don't have to. Call Ready Lawn today.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
The University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Tane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Welcome back. Year 11 pupils at Tyree College have made the finals of an international silent film competition and are up for the $2,000 first prize. Their 3-minute film, The Chase, is their take on the genre inspired by the work of silent film star Buster Keaton.
These young Otago filmmakers are still bouncing with excitement. They've been brushing up on their award speeches ever since they were named as one of 12 finalists in the 2017 International Youth Silent Film Festival. The Year 11 cast and crew are the only team from the South Island to make the finals.
For this scene here, put the camera on the back of a truck and drove it down the road.
Cast member Jack McAtamney reckons Benaiah has a big film future ahead of him.
I think it would be a one-off for me, but I think Benaiah could carry on with this, yep.
Their classic good guy versus bad guy tale centres on a stolen wallet in Middlemarch.
We steal, just a random guy's wallet, and then Benaiah is just a good guy, and he takes it from us, and we chase him all around the town, and in the end he gets it right back.
Everyone from grandparents and Benaiah's 12-year-old brother who shot the film to Middlemarch residents got involved.
Got a good hand from all the locals around Middlemarch, very helpful. Didn't drive on the road for a wee bit so we could film, so yeah, very helpful.
In making the film, they chose to pay homage to silent film legend Buster Keaton, including recreating his stunts with a bit of number 8 wire, of course.
A rope and harness set up, so did all the stunts were real. The stunts are replicas of what he did, and lots of the style of camera work is the same as what they used back in 1860.
On Tuesday night, the team heads up to Tauranga for the big awards ceremony and to find out if their silence spoke volumes. First prize is $2,000 and the top 3 entries automatically go to the World Finals. But the filmmakers say they'd be happy to walk out with a new camera. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Back in 1938, a young lad called Jock Patterson picked up the bagpipes for the first time, and today, 79 years later, at the age of 90, he's still blowing strong. Here's Sharon Rees.
Jock Patterson suspects he's now the oldest piper in Southland, and with 79 years' experience under his belt, he's almost certainly right. Patterson celebrated his 90th birthday 2 weeks ago, and today he reflected on his early piping years.
We had a pipe band at Beaumont in 1939-1940. A chap came there on the railway, and he taught us, and we had a band before the war there. Then I went to Dunedin Tech for 5 years, and I was in the Burns pipe band. It was started up with, used to march the Home Guard way out to St Clair every Sunday, back again, and we formed the Burns pipe band.
He says some of his best memories are the pipe band competitions, which were held all over the country, but he's loved playing with this band, Clan Nan Gale, for the past 17 years.
I suppose it was at contests. They're all over New Zealand, and that was something good, but I enjoy playing here too because it's something to do now that I'm getting up a bit. No, this is good because I don't have to march around so much.
He says the hardest part of playing the pipes is the learning, but now he's just happy to play as long and loud as he can.
Once you learn, it's just automatic. The hardest part is practicing the chanter and learning for a start. I'll just go for it until the time comes that tells me I've got to stop.
The band played for the residents at Vickery Court this afternoon, much to the delight of residents Wilma Capel and Mary McGowan, whose patriotism showed with her enthusiastic flag waving. Patterson says he's looking forward to another interview with the South Today when he turns 100. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we catch up with a former Dunedin musician who is breaking into the Australian market with alternative country.
My elves and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Gillian's Care. They care for loved ones, families, friends and our community. At a time of bereavement, care and support makes all the difference. And Gillian's know this. They're here for you when you need it most. From advanced funeral planning to a service for your loved one, Gillian's will guide and assist you with your individual choices. Their legendary attention to detail and passion to get it right are second to none. Gillian's, caring for families in our communities since 1962.
At the Otago SPCA, our role is to make sure that all animals in Dunedin and the Otago region are being looked after properly. Otago SPCA offer a haven for animals in need and adoption opportunities for the community. We appreciate your interest and support. For help and advice, we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have any concerns, give us a call.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
They're part of the family, and like us, their health begins with what they eat too. So give them Radical Dog, made in New Zealand from all natural ingredients and real tart cherries, so it's high in antioxidants. It's a 3-in-1 superfood, giving them energy, flexibility and a healthy coat. With no fillers or nasty preservatives, they love them. It's the treat that can work wonders on every dog, no matter what their breed, age or health. Radical Dog, the new generation in dog food.
While you're relaxing this holiday season, Ready Lawn is available to help you with your lawn needs, big or small. We work so you don't have to. Call Ready Lawn today.
Loss of collagen is the reason for those fine lines and wrinkles. Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Joints, tendons, ligaments and cartilage all benefit from healthy collagen levels, the very foundation of structural health. Support collagen levels naturally with Collagen Plus by Silberhorn. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call now 0800 502 402.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Thanks for staying with us. Alternative country is a term for modern day musicians whose musical style is inspired by the likes of Johnny Cash. The South Today caught up with one such artist who started off in Dunedin but is now carving out a musical career in Australia.
In a bitter time, no, you only get one shot.
Melbourne-based singer Matt Joe Gow is back in the town he grew up in, promoting his second album, 7 Years, with a series of live concerts. We caught up with him at Dog with Two Tails Cafe and Bar, whose owner Chris Wilson knows him well from gigs in previous years. The first question we had for Matt Gow was, why did he leave Dunedin to further his musical career?
You know, I don't think Melbourne's any better than Dunedin in any way. It just has there are different opportunities there. So I moved there a few years back, and at the time I signed to a record label, Liberation, and we brought out my first album. And there's just a bigger infrastructure for touring, for playing music. So it was a good place to base myself and to get around Australia. But you know, back here in Dunedin to play this Saturday, so it's a great place as well. You know, I'm not about to say that one's better than the other or anything like that. They're both my homes.
Gow's advice for those starting out in music is that they hone their skills by playing live.
You still got to get out there and play in front of people. That would be my main advice. Like, you can do as much work in your home, in your bedroom and in your studio and on your computer, but the craft is still the same. Play in front of people, do that as much as you can, and that'll improve you as an artist. You'll be able to take that back to your home studio and you'll make better records after that.
Gow also acknowledges the importance of social media, and while his promoter looks after some of that for him, he makes an effort to stay in touch with his fans.
Just drop me a message. A lot of people ask me generally about where I'm playing next, or lyrics, or you know. So you feel free to message me and you know, send pictures of your cat and stuff, whatever.
Matt Joe Gow plays live at Dunedin's Vault 21 this Saturday, after which he tours parts of Australia. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. A delegation from Shanghai are visiting Dunedin this week. Their trip began with a mihi whakatā, or formal greeting, at Otago Polytechnic. Hutton Shearwater Charitable Trust chairperson Ted Howard says last year's magnitude 7.8 earthquake has left some of the birds homeless. And a disabled Dunedin woman has complained to the Human Rights Commission that the Otago Regional Council has discriminated against her. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Craig Page. What have you got for us tomorrow?
Hi, look, it's all about rabbits tomorrow for us. We're off to Moeraki in North Otago, where locals are describing the wild rabbit population up there as being of plague-like proportions. We've always had a few rabbits in the area, but in the last sort of year or so, it's just got out of hand completely. They're running amok, as you can say, through the streets, through people's gardens. And locals are a bit limited as to what they can do. There's no shooting or poisoning within the town boundaries, and they're really at a bit of a loss what to do. They're waiting for this new rabbit virus, hopefully to be approved for early next year to be released and get some control back.
They go in a cyclical sort of, like, it's always cyclical with rabbits. The population increases and then predators increase. And then,
yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
At the moment, a lot of the problem is there's a lot of semi-vacant land up there. People use it, might come up 2 or 3 times over the summer for holidays and that type of thing, and it sits empty, so they're not doing any rabbit control, and the rabbits are just doing their own thing really and multiplying at a great rate. So some interesting photos as well of them around town, and well worth a read. We're also having a look with Dan Reddix, the King's High School principal in town, and he's raised some concerns about the expectations being put on school by the public to solve community issues. He raised this at the recent school prize giving, and we've taken him up on as well with an interview. And he talks about cyberbullying, in particular texting, those sorts of things, when they occur between school kids. It's often the school that gets the blame and is asked the questions, and he's saying, well, really it's the parents that need to be looking at those sorts of things, taking more responsibility rather than the finger being pointed at schools.
Well, it's a community's responsibility to bring up children as well, not just a school, and I think a lot of emphasis gets placed on the school to be responsible for everything outside school hours, and they can't do that all the time. They're actually primarily there to teach.
Totally agree, and it's often the parents providing them with the electronic devices in the first place. So a really topical issue, and I think it's going to be quite create a bit of debate, I think, for us over the coming days.
And it's probably needed too.
Yes, certainly. We're also on the hunt for a $200,000 lotto winner in Dunedin. Ticket purchased at the Caversham Food Centre back in October has yet to be claimed, so the owner of the store is out there begging the person to come forward so they can give that money away. So check your lotto tickets. And on the sports front, we've got our sports lift out tomorrow. The All Whites sadly missing out on World Cup qualification today, losing 2-0 to Peru and Lima. So we look at have a bit of a wrap of that and look where New Zealand football's going on the back of this World Cup run.
Well, it's certainly been an exciting time over in Peru.
It has.
Very much. Lovely, thank you, Craig Page. And now time for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silberhorn Collagen Plus.
Starting with today's southern view taken of Water of the Leith. Looking at the situation, a weak cold front will pass over tonight and bring a day of cloud and cooler southwesterly airflow tomorrow, but that will clear and a dominant anticyclone will be back with us for the weekend with mostly clear skies and light winds. To the southern outlook, Balclutha and Catlins, light southerlies becoming fine in 14. Gore and Lumsden, you are much the same with a slightly cooler 13 degrees. To the central outlook, Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka, you will have light winds, mostly cloudy and 14 degrees. Tiana, you have light southerlies becoming fine and 13 degrees. To the northern outlook, Oamaru and Timaru, you have light southerlies, cloudy and 14 degrees for the both of you. Omarama and Twizel, you're the same but with light winds. Here in Dunedin tonight, cloudy with a few light showers with an overnight low of 7 degrees. Tomorrow morning showers clearing but skies remaining cloudy and temperatures cool with breezy southwest winds decreasing, 13 and 8, and it's mostly fine and sunny on Saturday with light northeasterlies 16 and 5 degrees, so you can get out and mow those lawns. And in Invercargill tonight, showers clearing with an overnight low of 8 degrees. Tomorrow mostly cloudy and cool with moderate southwesterlies dying out 13 and 4. And mostly fine and sunny on Saturday with light westerly winds 16 and 5 degrees for Invercargill, so you can go and mow your lawns as well. And that's our news for this Thursday. For the latest news from the South Today team, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you all have a great evening. Take care, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.